what has gone wrong with shipping today? Sir, carefree attitude अगर बोलें, though there was a lot of, I think so, sir, hardships तो बहुत रही होंगी sir during that time. Sir, okay. Now my next question is, during this whole transition period from 1972 to 2019 that you were sailing, you just left sailing recently. What is the good transition that you have seen in sailing? Hi everyone, जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय माता दी. वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल मर्चेंट नेवी डिकोडेड. मेरे साथ हैं आज कैप्टन राजीव गुप्ता सर. सर के साथ मैं एक जहाज पे सेल भी कर चुका हूं, जहां पर मैं सर के साथ आई वाज देयर फॉर 5 months on that ship with him. We used to play a lot of table tennis and I used to lose from him and I used to feel very bad at night. I used to have sleepless nights that time, sir. And today I have got a chance, sir is from Dehradun, to conduct this interview with him. The idea of this interview is to know the past, get to the present and see the transition that he has seen and know more about shipping. Before starting, I would like to introduce sir first. 1972 mein sir started his career with shipping. 1972 with Mughal Lines. That was another shipping company, Indian shipping company like that of SCI. Till 1978, sir was sailing with Mughal Lines. The longest period of sailing that sir has done is 24 months on a single ship. Yes, 24 months on a single ship. 1978, sir left Mughal Lines as a second officer and joined Volume Shipping Company for the next 10 years and sailed in Volume Shipping Company till the 1988. In 1988, for promotional reasons, sir left Volumes, joined Anglo-East in 1989 as a chief officer, sailed with Anglo-Eastern for the next 30 years, being in command for 27 years out of those 30 years. Sir joined Anglo-Eastern when Anglo-Eastern had just 4 ships and today it has more than 600 ships. The owner of Anglo-Eastern, that is Mr. Peter Crimmer's Marshall Leeds, used to come themselves and sir had a direct interaction with them that time. So from 4 to more than 600, sir has seen it all. So without wasting any time, let's just start. Sir, first of all, sir, Peri Bana sir, Jai Mata Di. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on this platform of mine, and I'm sir really blessed to have you, sir.
Thank you for the nice introduction you have provided me. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. It is going to be a question answer round, sir, and let's just start.
Okay.
Sir, what was my first question to you is, what was the best part of shipping in the olden days, say 1970s, you started 1972, 80s, or just till middle of 1990s?
The best part of the shipping was we had real good company on the ships. We had lots of get-together. We enjoyed our work, and then after the work, we all sat together and enjoyed a lot. We sang songs, we played games, and there were no worries, there were no tensions. Atmosphere was very relaxed, which is not the case now.
Sir, carefree attitude अगर बोलें, though there was a lot of, I think so, sir, hardships तो बहुत रही होंगी, sir, during that time.
During those days, people were very much dedicated. When it was work, they worked like anything. There were no time hours. The main thing was to complete the job and to maintain the schedule of the ship. Nobody wanted any delays. Nobody wanted any breakages. So the commitment was there, and naturally, when you work hard and when you succeed, after that, you really enjoy the get-together. And that is what is very enjoyable.
Great, sir. Sir, my next question to you is the money part. Today, we see that in shipping, okay, a captain gets around 8 lakh rupees thanks to the dollar rate going up on a bulk carrier, then tankers around 12 lakh rupees. What about those old days in 70s and 80s? Were we paid so well?
8 lakh and 12 lakhs are only numbers. The main thing is how much you actually save. During our time, we could save anything between 75 to 80% and maintaining a good standard as well. Our salaries, like for example, in 1977 as a second officer, when I was getting approximately maybe 800 US dollar, the dollar was hardly, because Indian rupees was not a free currency, the dollar was hardly 7 to 8 rupees, maybe 9 rupees. But those $800 were actually, just for a comparison, I'm telling you, were equal to about 800 into 9 is say about
72,000 rupees.
72,000 rupees. On paper, the President of India used to get 10,000 rupees a month. The Prime Minister used to get 5,000 rupees a month. So your money had better buying power. For example, I bought my first flat in Delhi, in horse cars, a 2-bedroom hall flat for 1,29,000 rupees. Same flat today is for 3 crores. So even if you're earning 8 lakh rupees or 12 lakh rupees, your buying capacity is less.
Very less. In those days, in 3 months salary you could buy a flat. Today, maybe in 10 years, it's a difficult task.
And there are other expenses. For example, my first flight from Bombay to Delhi was 429 rupees. Today it is possibly 8,000, 10,000. So, I mean, the prices have, ratio-wise, prices have gone up much more than the salary should have appreciated.
Yeah, that I agree, sir.
In Bombay, at Cuff Parade, a flat, 3-bedroom flat could be bought for about 2.5 lakh rupees. Today it would be say about 5 to 6 crores.
More than that, sir.
More than that. So even if you're earning 12 lakh rupees, how many years you will need to buy that flat?
Sorry, I am getting demotivated right now. I should have been born in 1970s era.
No. It is wrong that way. Even that time, 2.5 lakh rupees did not look that small money. Means, of course, you need to plan your life. I mean, it's not that even today people are buying, but the procedure has changed. For example, you first buy a smaller flat, let it appreciate, then book a higher one, then book a higher one. You can't go straight away and buy a bigger house.
Agreed, fine. So, yes, agreed. Times have changed and so has the money value. And sir, yes, in the last 10 years, the salaries have hardly increased. It's just the dollar's rate which is increasing. It's keeping us in the momentum. Otherwise, we seafarers are in a big loss that way.
Yes, I agree with you. There has been a freeze in salaries. Of course, it's the dollar rate which is supporting us. Otherwise, there is a freeze in the salary. But then it depends on the international market, international requirement.
Agreed, sir. Sir, next question, it's going to be a very jovial question, but I have to ask you, sir, today I meet a lot of young seafarers who say, sir, shaadi ke ladki nahi milti, we can't find the right, we can't find the right girl for us. Girls keep rejecting us, because we are a seafarer, they want to settle with someone who is there with them more. What about those old days?
In olden days, as I told you, we could save 75 to 80% of our salaries, so we could maintain a very high standard. And even the girls, probably they were not very much aware about the separation part. In shipping, the main thing is, why the girls are rejecting today? Because girls do not want to share all the household responsibilities for long period as 6 months or 8
It's difficult,
months.
it's difficult.
And then another thing is, today in the shipping, you're not getting that big a salary as compared to shore establishments. There are good offers ashore also. So the comparison level has reduced.
Okay. So you mean to say olden days it was much easier to get a bride as compared to these days? It was easier that day,
Yes.
those days. Okay. Sir, okay. Now my next question is, during this whole transition period from 1972 to 2019 that you were sailing, you just left sailing recently. What is the good transition that you have seen in sailing, and what is that one transition that you feel let down about in shipping? So let's talk about the good part of transition happening.
The good transition is now the ships are more automatic type. You have better machinery, better radar, better accommodation. In 72, for example, when I joined the first ship, it was Mohammadi and it was a steamship. Cabins were not, they did not have any cooling arrangement, they did not have any heating arrangement. We had cabins on the boat deck, and many people used to put their mattress on the open deck And sometimes the wind will change and then you will get up, all your face is covered with the soot. It's not the case anymore. Now your ships are much more comfortable, machineries are better, bridge equipments are very good, so ships are much cleaner. So standards have improved that way.
Even equipments like you were talking about are those days and today.
Yeah. So, like for example, olden days, now I was on a passenger ship Mohammadi and Akbar. Many a times for 2 days, 3 days, especially during the monsoon season, there is no sun, so you won't get a sight. Now, going to Jeddah was a very notorious place. Lot of wrecks used to be there, and if you are not able to get correct position, then the fair chances that ship can go aground. You got about 2,000 passengers with you, so there is a cause of worry. So, and all we could do is take a DF bearing, which had its own errors. So there were a lot of uncertainties. But today you have a GPS, you have efficient engines, you can control speed, you can stop engine if required. So things are much more civilized and better.
So because of technology, you say the life has become easier.
Because of technology, life has become easier. Technology has its plus and minus points also.
Yes.
For example, many times today you will see possibly duty officer is carrying a mobile phone with him in the port and looking at this mobile most of the time and working, doing his job. So that's a minus point.
That's a minus point. Right, sir, agreed. Too many things coming from home all the time. Okay, आज घर में ये हो गया, today this is happening. That also distracts you.
That distracts you. Yes.
That is a loss of focus happening all the time.
Lost of focus. Yes.
And in your day, sir, those letters coming from the family.
Nowadays we had letters only, or there was some dedicated ports. For example, Portishead radio, Singapore radio, Bahrain radio. And when the ship is passing through those areas, we will get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the night to just say hello to our family, and the phone calls are very expensive. Say about $9 to $10 a minute. But today, through WhatsApp, you can talk any length of time, and this is a great advantage. But at times, it can be distraction.
Yes, I agree. So that transition which you feel has let you down in shipping, where you feel that shipping can do better.
I think people should be more dedicated. People should be committed. People should not join Merchant Navy for the sake of a kind of a springboard. No, we joined Merchant Navy to make our career. But there are the present generation, they think that we are going to come here for hardly maybe 5-10 years, make some quick money and then leave it. So that way they can't be committed. That's a very negative thing.
Agreed, sir. No, that's bad. I agree. So my next question to you is, now this is a very personal question that I want to ask. So today when I go on ship as a chief engineer, I can't live without talking to people. I have to talk to people. I do that all the time. When I was sailing with you, आपको मैं बहुत बात करते देखता था. But then what I have heard in the past, I have not sailed with those previous year captains, that they used to come on bridge like only when the ship was reaching port. They never used to talk much with the crew or the officers. They used to maintain a certain kind of decorum. और I would say, जो मैंने सुना है सर, I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, एक डर का माहौल जहां पर कि एक डर भी बना हुआ है. तो सर, those people at that time, those captains, chief engineers, there was no TV in their cabins. अगर था तो movies would be old. Paperwork was not that much. They were not coming on bridge that much. They were not talking to. What were they doing in their cabins?
You're right. During those days, captain and chief engineer never had any TV in their cabins. No way. Maybe some radio could be there which will catch signal only in limited areas. But I will say there are two things. Number one, they wanted to give confidence to their people. Their theory was, let him handle it. I'm at the back of it. In case if he wants, I will take over. But if I go to the bridge or if I am sitting in the engine room all the time, these guys won't get the confidence. Let them handle it. Second thing is, their belief was mixing too much may cause them to lose their authority. So they wanted to maintain their own decorum.
So that the hierarchy is
One
followed.
example I'll tell you. I was only a cadet on Akbar. And when we were passing the Gulf of Aden, especially the port of Aden, that area, there were a lot of visual bearings available. So the captain will instruct us, switch off the radars. Do only visual bearing, plot them on the chart. And that gives us a lot of confidence. You're handling the traffic without switching the radar. You're taking the bearing and then handling the traffic. You're also taking the visual bearings and then plotting on the chart and position fixing. You're doing the position fixing. So that gives you a lot of confidence.
But today, if anything goes wrong, you can be a criminal. That captain can be a criminal as well, sir. If anything goes wrong.
Thinking process is changing. We try to find faults, but we sometimes overlook the good points in it.
Agreed. If you want empower people, अगर ये भी डर बना रहेगा सर कि अरे ये गलत कर देगा तो मैं क्या करूँगा?
You see, many a times when you're teaching somebody, things can go wrong. Things can even go wrong when you're having a radar also. You're probably having more accidents today than you had during those times.
Sir, I don't have the data, but yes, may be true. I can't say that.
Of course, it is also attributed to more traffic. Nowadays, the traffic is more. But this is not the reason. If you are good in your job, and so what happens if the radar fails? I have sailed on many ships where the radars did not work. And now you are not trained to navigate without the radar, and now your radar is not working. What will you do now?
That's why we got two radars, sir. But if both fail, then I don't have an answer, so that you have to have.
During our time, for example, in Mohammadi, if you ran the radar for more than 20 minutes, it will stop working. Some valve will get fused and then you will have no radar. We had no gyro. We had to go to Monkey Island to take the bearing through the magnetic compass. But did Mohammadi meet any accident in its 30 years journey? No, no. Carrying 2,000 passengers from Bombay to Jeddah, going also from Bombay to Kuwait, calling 7-8 ports, without radar, without gyro, and all the time on hand steering. So, equipments are there to assist you, but does not mean that they are there to replace you. And also it's written there, radar is only an aid to navigation. It's not a substitute. So your own proficiency has to be of high grade.
The point very well taken, sir, and it will become the most important part of this video, and I assure you it will reach I'll try to make sure that it reaches to as many ears as possible. So my next question to you is, sir, what is the backbone of shipping today?
You mean to say today, or what is the backbone of shipping?
Forever.
The backbone of the shipping is your dedication and commitment. Ship, you can think this way, ship is a small floating town or village where you have no immediate access from any authorities, any kind of a governing body. Ship can only run, like suppose if somebody wants to go berserk, somebody wants to go do something wrong, he can always pick up some axe and start hitting people. But the ships can't run that way. Discipline, command is the main thing. Chain of command has to be followed unquestionably, because many a times in case of emergency there won't be any time to question or to argue. It's like You have to have faith in your senior and you have to follow the orders. You have to remain dedicated and disciplined. That's a backbone.
I'm not going to challenge sir because experience matters. But sir, today just want to add my point out here. Today, when we talk about times have changed, sir. Today, when people talk about leadership, they talk about empowering your juniors. They should question you. And there have been a lot of case studies out there where they said, agar if the junior would have questioned, things could have gone better. But again, sir, there is no thing where we are discussing out here. Times have changed. The thought process is changing out here. But again, sir, battles जो हो रही हैं आर्मी में, if everybody starts questioning, then the wars can never be won. That I completely agree.
Many times, time is of essence. Now, there is a fire on the ship, and the commander says, "Do this, do these precautions," and the other person starts questioning you. Do you think the fire will spare you?
सर agreed, completely agreed what you are saying. Again, मैं तो सर बिल्कुल इस मामले में साथ हूँ. If in army people start questioning, things will definitely go wrong.
One case I'll tell you.
Okay, sir, please.
On a bulk carrier, there was a small fire in the engine room. Before the chief engineer could come down, I had extinguished the fire with my seamen. There, you're not talking. Engine room is also a part of. It's the heart of the ship.
Right, sir, right.
For that matter, any part of the ship is important. You cannot wait for people. You have to take action as per your experience and confidence. And this has happened with me twice. Once in engine room, once in accommodation. Many times we train people, but when the actual emergency happens, half the guys are missing. This should not happen if the people are committed and dedicated.
Agreed, sir, agreed. Completely agreed, sir. Even when we talk about drills, at times when there is a chain in command is strong, then drills are done in a very, very strict and a better manner. But at times they are taken for granted as well.
Drills must be carried out as practically possible as possible. Like you make the person wear BS set and you note down his time. Let's say if he has to go from one deck to, let's say he has to go to the lowermost platform of the engine room, let him wear the BS set. Make the mask dark because in the case of fire, he won't be able to see anything. Let the crew go and come up and let them have the confidence that they can do it. If you don't really make them wear it and don't let them do it practically, they will never develop the confidence. I have told the people, you go to duct keel, come up with this BS set. Go to engine room, come up with the BS set. Of course, you can't create a fire there, but then...
At that time, you must be known as a Hitler on board ship. Even I would say that sir was a very strict master. This I have to admit, sir. But the sir was a strict master. I was a second year under him and I know that very well.
No, but look, strictness is not for the purpose of troubling anybody.
Yeah, that I also agree.
It is for the purpose of running a ship in a disciplined way and running a safe ship. See, master's concern is the ship must run safely, the crew must be happy and safe. Then only he can do it. If he starts compromising with people, he can't do it. And doing so, sometimes he is not liked by people, but that's okay. That's a part of the job.
Agree, sir. Sir, my next question to you is, again, it's very personal. If you want to answer, I would really appreciate. Have you, in your entire career, it's been spanning 4 decades, have you ever sacked anyone? If yes, any junior officer, someone, and then why?
First of all, we don't want to sack anybody as such. But as I said, ships run only on discipline. Everybody has a specific workload. If somebody doesn't work, the other persons may not be able to handle his work. Sacking a person is always a sad thing. But in the interest of the ship, and to maintain the discipline on the ship, you may be compelled to do it. Yes, in my career, I have sacked maybe more than 10 guys, senior people as well as junior. And when they were leaving the ship, I never felt happy about it. And I always asked question to myself, could I have managed to continue with him? But finally I realized no, this sad decision had to be taken. One of the saddest decision was when a cadet had to be sacked. The reason was he just refused to take instructions. We warned him many a times. He will leave his position unannounced. Suddenly you will find him, he's sleeping in the cabin. He's missing from his point where he was posted. We tried to correct him a lot, but he just refused to understand. Our concern was, if such people become the officers of tomorrow, then what will be the future of the shipping?
Very well said.
And finally, when that cadet was sent home, the management, the senior most man of the management rang me up, asked me. I told him the whole narrative about it. We had about more than half an hour discussion. And again, in the end, he asked me, would you like him to continue? I said, please give him a good briefing. You can try him once again. So he was reinstated. He was reinstated because we don't want to spoil anybody's life at that young age. We don't want to spoil anybody's life at any stage. But there are people who fail to understand, who fail to appreciate. What can you do? And there will be always good people, there will be always bad people. This is life.
This is life. And because of one bad person, the whole ship suffers at times.
So this is what I'm trying to say. The office people asked me, okay, after this long discussion, they asked me, I said, okay, give him one more chance. I give my consent. But then watch him. If he fails to improve, it's up to you then.
Point well taken, sir. So my last question for this such a fabulous interview is, so what has gone wrong with shipping today? You have seen the past, you have seen the present, and definitely you're going to see the future.
What has gone wrong with the shipping is, one of the main thing is its sailing force, in the sense the people, new people coming, they, as I said, they're not dedicated. They come with the mindset, okay, I'm here temporary. They're not coming here to make a career. They're coming here to make a fast buck and leave it. When they are not committed, they will definitely not take their job seriously. Another thing is, there's a lot of competition amongst the management companies. And in order to prove their management style, their economical steps, they try to cut down the cost to the level that the operation of the ships are affected. For example, they always keep on, if there is some automation takes place, they reduce the manpower. They always keep on delegating more and more work to the master or chief engineer or the chief officer or the second engineer. What I've noticed nowadays, that the top four are actually the busiest people on the ship. If you keep them that busy, will they be able to take into consideration the day-to-day running of the ship? They will have no time. Each management company is trying to prove to the owners, we are cheaper. But quality doesn't come with cheap prices. Quality comes with quality, with quality comes with money, no? Means you got to spend some money. Then also, like for example, before shippies used to get better hotel accommodation. Example, if they're coming to, if they're going to visit the head office or they're going to visit the branch office, they'll be provided with decent accommodation. Many times, like in 70s or early 80s, it used to be 5-star hotels. But today they will put you in a very shabby kind of a guest house where you will feel that the job is not worth it. So this another thing is that personal touch between the floating staff and the people sitting in the office is not there. For example, I'll give you my case. In 2019, I was in China. My contract was over. I was about to sign off. I got a message. My wife was in USA. I got a message that my wife is hospitalized. Naturally, I was worried. Hospitalization in US is very expensive. I requested the company that please, as I'm signing off, please send me to USA. And if you find the tickets are more expensive, I'll bear the difference of the prices. The company insisted that since you have been sent from India, you will have to be repatriated to India. I said, look, my wife is in USA, she's in hospital. I can't go to India. I have to go to USA. It's an emergency. The company refused to understand. Finally, I had to buy my own ticket and I had to take my own course of action to go to USA.
And that too as a senior captain.
And that too as a senior captain, working in company for 30 years. So, the personal touch, where is the personal touch? One executive in the office spoke to me. In this kind of a case, a senior manager could have spoken to me and maybe he would have taken a favorable decision. I feel in today's time, possibly a clerk sitting in the office is more powerful than a master or a chief engineer. So that is the status of shipping today.
With this and a lot of thinking, we'll end this video, sir. And thank you again, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much for bringing so many thoughts into my mind, because while I was talking to you, there were so many things going on. Arey yaar, ye bhi badal raha hai, ye bhi badal raha hai. And definitely, sir, your journey cannot be covered in one interview. There are many more going to come. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Wish you all the best.